When I used to be on Twitter, there were women who I saw on there who called themselves pro ho feminists. They were pro ho feminists and pro sex work feminists. And I don't use Twitter anymore. I don't really engage with a lot of people like that on social media. But I'm very curious what they have to say about the P. Diddy situation and if they hold themselves accountable for the message that they put out into the world. Because I remember when I was on Twitter, I had an argument with this one woman who referred to herself as pro sex work. And she said things like sex work is no different than working in a factory. You're using your body. And, I went back and forth with her. She may have blocked me. I may have blocked her. I don't know. But I just thought that she was ridiculous. And I think that that's a ridiculous way to think. And you always have to wonder about the source of a lot of this stuff on the internet and who is behind it and what the purpose is behind it. And the reason that I say that is because, okay, the P. Diddy trial wrapped up last week, and so we have to wait for the sentencing until October. And let me make myself completely clear, I am not excusing um, P. Diddy or any other man for his actions. P. Diddy behaved in a reprehensible, horrible way. However, a lot of these women that get on the internet and encourage pro ho behavior and the commodification of interacting with men, they really, I feel like, have been very, very irresponsible because they don't know where this lands, or maybe they do. They probably know more than what I'm giving them credit for, but they don't know where this stuff lands. And I even feel the same way about people like Shira Seven, who tell women to be very, very money focused in relationships and dating. Now, listen, I have listened to Shira Seven. I really don't disagree with a lot of what she has to say. It's just that I feel like it's missing context. A lot of women with channels like hers, with these like gold digging channels, they miss context because here's the wild card that she never puts out. It's like if your only focus and your only interest is money, well, what happens when you meet someone who has a lot of money? There are people in the world who have a lot of money. So if there is no fondness, friendship, like love, mutual respect, and stuff like that, if everything is just money and both sides have decided that one side is the buyer and the other is the seller, then I think you probably end up with a lot of situations like what went on with P. Diddy. And that's not to say that he is not horrible and he needs to be held accountable. That's just me posing the question to a lot of these pro ho women and these women that are all completely focused on gold digging and such, is that they do not really consider who's hearing this, where it lands, and how it really benefits men who have a lot of money. And the thing about social media is that people never ever hold themselves accountable. Um, like this, like these pro ho, pro sex work people. It's like, okay, so now what about this? I'm sure they're all quiet now. I don't really know because I don't engage with that kind of content. But yeah, context is required, which is why I am not at all in favor of a lot of like internet relationship advice, dating advice, financial advice, really no advice on the internet because there's not enough context. But I really do think that these pro ho feminists and gold digging feminists, I would love to hear their thoughts on these type of situations like P. Diddy and other situations where the relationships were probably always very quid pro quo, and one has to wonder, I mean, what was the expectation from the women? I mean, was the expectation that this was a mutually like respectful relationship, or was it just quid pro quo, like me making myself a commodity for money? They never talk about the backlash and the consequences of that. And again, this is not me excusing men for abusive behavior. This is just me asking these women that want to normalize like sex work, what their thoughts are on the matter. Because I really do think that they need to answer for their opinions and the message that they put out. Thanks.